Hey everybody, got David Burton here. Mind you, he had quite a bit to drink. How you doing? Yeah, I want to keep you in mind. He had quite a bit to drink, ladies and gentlemen.
So, I'm definitely going to address the elephant in the room in AEW. That Aleister Black, known as Malachi Black, has asked for his release, and it's been granted, so he's no longer in AEW. The big fight between the Elite and CM Punk and his trainer, Ace Steel, at the end of a pay-per-view. The AEW pay-per-view All Out, they got into a big fist fight. Cops was called and is being investigated, so the Elite was stripped of the AEW's six-man tag team belts, and CM Punk was stripped of the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and Death Triangle are now the new six-man tag, which they call the Trios World Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to them, which makes Pac, he's the first ever double champion in AEW. So he's also the All Atlantic champion, and of course one half of the six-man tag champions. The Trios champions. Right now, they have an ongoing tournament, and the finals will take place at AEW Grand Slam. The finals of the tournament, and the winner of the tournament will be the AEW champion. Personally, I feel CM Punk should be fucking fired for what he did.
You know,
but then again, I kind of don't think he's going to be fired because Tony Khan is soft.
I'm a little distracted.
This is what happens when you have a person who's not in the wrestling business running a wrestling company. These are the things that happen.
Well, you got a point.
Tony Khan, who's not a wrestling person, he's never had any history in the wrestling business. To be honest, Tony Khan is just a fan. And again, this goes back to what I'm saying. This is what happens when you have someone who's not a wrestling person running a wrestling company.
Good point. But David, let me ask you this. First of all, I forgot about the All Atlantic Championship. Will that ever be defended?
It's been defended. It's been defended on the Indies. I don't know about AEW, but that does make Pac the first person in AEW history to hold two titles at the same time, or more than one title at the same time.
Yes, sir. By the way, CM Punk at the media scrum, he had a lot to say about the powers that be behind the scenes. A little bit about Colt Cabana. I'm assuming that's who he was referring to. He never said his name.
Yes, he was. Colt Cabana, the executive vice presidents, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks were idiots. You know, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are not the smartest people in the world, to be honest. They're not really wrestling people. Their type of wrestling is wrestling 9-year-old girls for 20 minutes and doing 87 super kicks in one match and thinking it's a good match. So this is what happens when you're not a wrestling person and you run a wrestling company, which is Tony Khan, who puts Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as executive vice presidents. Cody, who was an executive vice president, who was the only one out of the five of them who knew what he was doing. He was smart enough to leave.
Mm-hmm. By the way, before we go any further, I gotta I have to, but it's a respectable thing to do. Pause it. You all heard about it by now. It's all over the place. If you watch the news, you all know it by now. Her Majesty the Queen has transitioned, so there's that.
Well, I'm going to say something a friend of mine said, and I hate to say this because I don't want to sound like an asshole.
Nah.
But, come on, let's be honest. We knew she was going to die.
I mean, of course, she's not gonna live forever, but
my point is, the woman was already old. She was in her 90s. Like, how much longer did you expect her to live? And this is everything a friend of mine was saying. And as much as I hate to admit it, I have to agree.
Well, yeah, she's not gonna live forever.
So, in terms of, I know that point, but my point is she was already old. She was in her 90s. So that part didn't surprise me.
Well, I brought all that up to say, to send our condolences to the folks over there in the United Kingdom.
Absolutely.
But I do believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, that very soon we're gonna go from Queen once again, first time in forever. Wait. Shout out to Disney. Have a king.
You know, it's funny that you mention that. I gotta give props to WWE. WWE's Clash at the Castle was a roaring success. They sold out the Principality Stadium. They drew over 60,000 people. They sold the place out. So congratulations to WWE. And I gotta be honest, and this is my personal opinion, I think that was the best WWE pay-per-view of the year so far.
You know,
in my personal opinion.
All right, but Roman, let's talk about well, let's start with Eddie Guerrero. Not Eddie, I'm sorry.
Wait. I hate to cut you off, but people's been asking me this, so I gotta explain why real quick. Is that people's been talking about why WWE has been mentioning this 30-year thing about stadiums. Of course, WWE's last stadium pay-per-view show took place 30 years ago, which was SummerSlam 1992. And the reason why they bring this up so much is because they set a attendance record in Wembley Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And that record still stands to this day. 80,355 people, which is the largest crowd ever to see an event in Wembley Stadium, and 30 years later, that record still stands to this day and has never been broken.
You got a point there. By the way, a couple things caught my eye. First of all, Dominic Mysterio, low blow edge. Okay, I know it don't sound right. They gave him a low blow, and then knocked out his dad. He punched his daddy.
He clotheslined his own father. That's what he did.
I haven't seen the father-son storyline in WWE in quite some time. Last time, I believe, was McMahon's. Father versus son. Been quite a while.
I can't remember the last time I seen something like that.
I'm telling you what it is. The last time was leading up to WrestleMania 17. Vince versus
Shane versus Vince, yes.
That's the last time we had a father-son feud. And also, later on that night, Roman Reigns walked in there by himself, an island, a man alone on a lonely island, if you will. I know it don't make sense, but deal with it. A man alone against the whole nation of people behind Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was the man that night, bruh. But in the end, Roman Reigns stood tall with a little help from younger cousin, younger Uso, Solo Sikoa. What have we witnessed? What have we unleashed?
Excuse Give me a second. I'll be right back. Bathroom break.
Yes, sir. I used to take care of that. Wrestle Trash is probably brought to you by Back. Excuse me. Back in Deliveries and More LLC. They put the D in delivery. We have a CDL license. You can drive trucks. 888-712-2587. Or we got backup.com. What have we released, man? What have we unwitnessed? What have we unleashed? With Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. I'm looking forward to Friday to hear I want some answers. I got some questions. I'm pretty sure they got the answers. We're gonna find out this Friday, on SmackDown. We're gonna find out. It's gonna be interesting. Also, ladies and gentlemen, with Solo Sikoa, will he be by himself? Will he be? We Solo Sikoa be kept in the loop of the bloodline.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, people.
Yeah.
Nature calls.
Will Solo Sikoa, will he be kept in the bloodline? Will he be kept around to do their dirty work?
He's definitely going to be kept around.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he was there in the first place. Of course, the Usos, who couldn't travel out the country to Cardiff, Wales.
Well,
it was interesting because it was the first time that Roman Reigns had to do it on his own without Paul Heyman and the Usos. But of course, he had something in his back pocket.
Well, hell yeah.
Another member of his family.
You not gonna go to a foreign country alone and not have a backup plan in your back pocket. Hell yeah, he had a backup plan.
Oh yeah, Roman definitely did with his cousin Solo Sikoa. Like, somebody's gonna enter this country and help me fend off Drew McIntyre, because that's what happened.
If I'm Roman Reigns, I'm gonna walk into a foreign country by myself with no backup. Hell no. I got somebody watching my back. I'm not gonna tell you. I got somebody watching my back somewhere.
Tell you, absolutely, Roman Reigns is not an idiot.
That reminds me of Austin and The Rock, WrestleMania. WrestleMania 17. Austin. It was in Texas, the stomping ground of Steve Austin, of course. And Austin be on the rolling hill with no insurance. Oh no! The Iron Redneck turned heel that night. The whole point of that was insurance. It's always necessary.
That was a shocking night because it was Vince McMahon, of all people. Like, he wanted to be champion that much.
Hell yeah.
He aligned himself with Vince McMahon. People say it's the devil himself.
Yeah, let me tell you something. As far as if I was a wrestler, it's the devil I know every single time versus the devil I don't know. And all the time, 100% of the time, you can bet the farm. I'm going with the devil I know.
Absolutely.
It's like if I had to choose between, if I was a wrestler, and I had to choose between Tony Khan or now Triple H, or at the time Vince McMahon, I'm guaranteeing I would choose Vince McMahon. That's the least he gonna screw me over. He gonna do it to my face.
Sure.
If he gonna screw you over, at least he has the balls to do it to my face and tell me, hey, at some point in your career, I don't know when, but at some point I'm gonna screw you over. At least Vince McMahon has the balls to tell me that.
Absolutely. He's like, you know what? You're becoming a problem. I'm screwing you over.
Yeah. Other people, wink, wink, don't have the balls to at least tell you. Nah, you got to put 2 and 2 together and get 4. I at least respect Vince McMahon having the balls and the manhood to tell me to my face. And I don't know when, but at some point I'm screwing you over. And you gonna have to eat. You gonna eat the crap. You got to eat a crap sandwich.
Yeah. He did that to Stone Cold, he did that to Shawn Michaels, and he definitely did that to Triple H. Like, listen, I'm screwing you over. I don't know when, but I'm screwing you over. Why? Because you're becoming a problem. And I commend Vince for being up forward about that.
Yeah.
Unlike some people.
Now, I love that we're in this time, day and age, there's a fresh generation of McMahon's taking over. By the way, as I said months ago, when this all happened, to make it very clear, Stephanie McMahon will run the production. Nick Khan will run the corporate side, and
basically Stephanie's the boss.
Yeah,
she's a chairman. She took Vince's place.
And shout out to MJF dropping name dropping, man.
Oh, of course, without question. You know, AEW's in a lot of backstage turmoil right now.
MJF happened to
Personally,
mention.
I'm not surprised. Damn shame. You know, I'm starting to think that this guy CM Punk is a real world-class asshole. Which I've always heard from a bunch of people that he is an asshole. He comes off like an asshole, and he is an asshole in real life. Unless he likes you.
Now, speaking of MJF, check this out. So we gotta rewind the clock. We gotta take it back to All Out. He was the Joker, right? He got me one. Stokely gave him the chip, the ladder match to take possession of it. You win the match. He took possession of it. He has a contract, a championship match anytime he wants. So it's supposed to be Jon Moxley, CM Punk. CM Punk got stripped of the title. We need a new champion. We're gonna have this championship tournament. But meanwhile, MJF, he has the golden ticket, if you will, and he gets cashing that opportunity anytime he wants to.
Remember, Punk beat Jon Moxley, and that's when MJF revealed himself. I'm coming for that belt. What was smart about that is that when MJF won the match, he acted like he was going to take his mask off and didn't do it. That was brilliant.
I like that. He's like, no, you have to wait. MJF made us wait all night long. At the right time, then voicemail.
To the end of the show.
Yeah. So at the end of the show, CM Punk wins the championship. Voice lights go out. Voicemail, Tony Khan. I'll pay you X amount of money to come back. I'll put you in the Casino Battle Royal match. Wait a minute. The Joker was in the Casino Battle Royal match, wasn't he? Yes, he was. So, oh snap. He was Joker. He's a talent shot. But he made you wait all night long, and I like it.
He could have waited longer to reveal himself.
He could do that Wednesday night. Could do that the night after that. He waited till All Out. I love it.
Remember, that Casino ladder match is one of the first few matches on the show, and then he waited till the very end to really reveal himself. That was brilliant.
Yeah. So at some point, it is MJF versus whoever for the AEW World Championship.
What about CM Punk being injured in that match with Jon Moxley?
Man.
Not only you wrestle a match against Jon Moxley, get injured, as a matter of fact, and then you have a real fight with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks while you're injured.
Wow.
Personally, I feel Tony Khan should fire CM Punk.
Well, that's the problem. Because
knowing him, he's not going to.
Because, like, CM Punk, Ellis Island, you heard Ellis Island. Ellis Island is like the promised land for immigrants. Okay, so I apologize if that's a little off. I'm a little rusty in history. Excuse me, I'm a little rusty in history, so I do apologize. That's the wrong analogy. But the point is, you have no other place to go. You're CM Punk. You burnt your bridge with WWE. You're not really into any other company, so you have no place to go.
Except he can go to Impact, but I don't think he's gonna go there.
Yeah. And you damn sure can't come back to WWE. You burn that bridge with WWE. You can't come in.
Of course.
You burn that bridge to the damn ground. Ain't no coming back.
Reminds me of something John Moxley said. He came to AEW because he ran out of money.
Got a point. AEW money is pretty decent, you know.
Oh, AEW money's huge. The owner of the company is a billionaire. Yeah. And he's worth more than Vince. And what baffles me is that it still looks like it's minor league, so to speak. Low budget, that's what I mean. Like their production doesn't even look like WCW.
I gotta give a shout out real quick to the birthday boy himself. Quote the Raven nevermore. Raven himself. Happy birthday to you.
Absolutely. I always said I think he's one of the smartest people in the business.
I love the storyline with Raven and Tommy Dreamer. The word on the street, ever since summer camp, they've been at each other's throats all these years. Since summer camp.
You know, the cool thing about that feud, which I thought was pretty awesome, is that Tommy never beat Raven.
Ever. His whole career. ECW, Impact Wrestling, a little cup of coffee in the Invasion WWF.
Well,
never.
He did beat Raven once in ECW.
Well, once.
Of course.
Other than that, every company they've ever been in, other than that one moment, Tommy Dreamer has never beat Raven.
You know what? I think that was smart on Tommy Dreamer's part. It's like, I got an idea to make this feud be more interesting if one of us never wins. And it was brilliant.
And they've been at each other's throats since summer camp. I know that's true or not, don't care, but I love it.
Definitely not true, but part of a storyline.
It's a brilliant storyline too, though.
The icing on the cake on it was that Dreamer never beat Raven, which made the story that much interesting. Because most feuds, people would trade wins against each other. It was never done before that one person won every match. So, just that alone made it that much more interesting. And you can see the effect that Triple H and Stephanie is starting to take on the company now that Vince is gone, people's returning.
Braun Strowman even came back. Does that mean did he have to give up his partnership and control your narrative or what? Oh.
You seen that this past Monday on Raw. Strowman is back.
Yeah, but does that mean he had to give up control your narrative?
Of course. Of course, absolutely. You know, another person for Roman Reigns to think about now that he's back.
And you know what's hilarious? If they be like, if Roman Reigns, if Braun Strowman be like, hey Roman, in case you've forgotten, I'm not finished with you.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. In case you've forgotten, I know it's been a while, but I'm not finished
now,
with you.
I will admit, during Roman's 2 years as champion, he did defend the belt against Braun Strowman, and he did beat him on his own clean.
Yes, he did, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
that doesn't mean the next match you're going to win.
We're going to have to see. In the meantime, I want to thank David for being here. This PLP is kicking in, and my brain about to be all over the place. So I want to thank y'all for joining me. Thank you for joining me, David. I'll see you guys next time, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.